Good morning. I'm Erin with Five Parks Yoga. Thanks so much for joining me for this Rise and Shine morning flow. I'm filming here on Playa Tamarindo, and I would like to thank my Patreon supporters, my YouTube subscribers and members. And if you're interested in taking a teacher training with me, coming soon, I will be hosting my first teacher training. So if you are not already, please do get on the email list for notifications regarding teacher trainings. All right, without further ado, go ahead and join me in a seated position, lengthening up through the top of your head, rolling your shoulders down and away from your ears. You can close your eyes or you can keep them open with a nice, soft, steady gaze. Let's connect with the breath. Take a nice deep breath in here. Hold it at the top and then exhale through your mouth. Close your lips. Begin to breathe in and out through your nose for 3 long, slow, deep inhales and exhales. Continue with your steady breaths in and out through your nose. You can open your eyes if they're closed. Lengthen through the crown of your head on your inhale and bring your left ear toward your left shoulder. You can bring your left hand on top of your head and then tent your right fingers on the floor. Come back through center as you breathe in and switch sides, bringing your right ear toward your right shoulder, your right hand on top of your head, and you can tent your fingertips on the floor. Come back through center, bring both hands to the floor, bring your chin slightly forward and down toward your chest, stretching out the back of your neck, your shoulders, and your upper back. And then as you breathe in, look up toward the ceiling or the sky, bring your chin up, stretch through your throat center as you open your chest, and then come back through center. And from here, bring your hands back to your knees. Take a nice tight grip, and we're gonna do some seated cats and cows. So as you breathe in, lift and open your chest and chin and throat, and then as you breathe out, round your spine, bringing your chin toward your chest, rolling your shoulders forward. And then you can just increase the pace slightly as you breathe in to your cow pose, your seated cow pose, and breathe out to your rounded cat pose. Let's do one more round. Come back to a neutral spine and make your way to a tabletop position. Position your knees underneath your hips, your hands and wrists underneath your shoulders. And on your next breath in, bring your right arm forward and your left leg back, coming into spinal balance. Keep your shoulders in one line, your hips in one line. Contract your core, drawing your belly button back toward your spine. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, round your spine, bringing your elbow to your knee. Breathe in, return to spinal balance. And then to open up the quad, bend your left leg. Take your right hand to your left foot for swan pose. Kick your foot into your hand, lift your chin, look forward, and then return to spinal balance and release to tabletop position. And let's switch sides. Extend your left arm forward and your right leg back. 2 shoulders in one line. Fingers are spread nice and wide. 2 hips in one line. Pressing through the ball of your right foot. Breathe in here. And as you breathe out, take your left elbow to your right knee, round your spine, return to spinal balance on your breath in, and then bend your right leg. Take your left hand around for your right foot. Kick your foot into your hand, lift your chin up off of your chest. Return to spinal balance, release to tabletop. Let's stretch the hips and low back in extended child's pose. Bring your knees wide, toes to touch, hips to heels, forehead to your mat. Breathe in. Breathe out. From here, come down onto your elbows if they're not already on the floor, and then just shimmy your way forward. Press up to straight arms. Bring your toes together. Open the front of your body. Lift your chin up off your chest. And then release your feet back down toward your mat. Tuck your toes under and come to downward facing dog. Lifting your hips high, releasing your heels down toward your mat. As you breathe here, just gently open up the hamstrings and the calves by bending and straightening one leg at a time. Bring both heels down toward your mat. On your next breath in, lift your right leg up, open your hip, and bend your leg. Straighten leg, level out your hips, and then bring your right knee towards your right elbow. See if you can tap it. Return to three-legged dog as you breathe in, and as you breathe out, bring your right foot to the outside of your right hand. For a wide-legged low lunge, release your left knee down to the floor. Take the top of your left foot flat to the floor. Take your right toes out to an angle, take your right hand to your right knee and twist, looking up or back. So you're opening up the glute, the inner thigh, the left hip flexor, and you're getting a twist in your spine. Great pose here. Take your right hand back to your mat, tuck your left toes under, lift your right leg high, and then step your right foot between your hands. Bring your left foot to meet your right, keep your legs bent, inhale to chair pose. As you breathe out, airplane your arms. So keep your heels on the floor, bring your arms back, palms face down, squeeze your triceps, and then inhale, rise up to tall mountain. As you exhale, cactus your arms, lift your chin, look up. Breathe in, come up to tall mountain. As you breathe out, hinge from your hips, come all the way down to standing forward fold. On your next breath in, halfway lift. On your next breath out, standing forward fold. Plant your hands on your mat, step back to high plank. Hold high plank and tap your knees on the floor. So right knee, left knee, right, left. Keep going for 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Both knees. Back to downward facing dog. On your next breath in, lift your left leg up, open your hip, bend your leg. Keep your shoulders in line with one another. And then straighten out your leg, level out your hips. Bring your left knee to your left elbow. See if you can tap it. Return to three-legged dog as you breathe in. And then as you breathe out, bring your left foot to the outside of your left hand for wide-legged low lunge. Press your chest forward, nice long line from the crown of your head to the right heel. Now bring your right knee down onto the floor. Top of your right foot flat to the floor. Bring your left toes out to an angle, and let's take that twist. Bring your left hand to your left knee. You can roll onto the outer edge of your left foot. You can look up, or you can look back to the back of your mat. And return your left hand down onto your mat. Tuck your right toes under, lift your knee, left leg high, three-legged dog. Left foot between your hands for low lunge, and then step your right foot to meet your left. Breathe in, Utkatasana, chair pose. Breathe out, airplane your arms, and this time lift your heels. Breathe in, tall mountain. Breathe out, cactus your arms. Tall mountain, rise up, and then standing forward fold as you exhale. Halfway lift. Nice flat back here, looking down at your mat. Standing forward fold. Plant your hands on your mat, step back, high plank pose. As you breathe out, shift forward onto your toes, lower down onto your stick. Our feet flat to the floor. Breathe in, cobra pose, and pause here. Neck. Feel back, working. you breathe out, lower all the way back down. That's to the floor. Tuck your toes under. High plank, press back. Downward facing dog. Breathe in and out. On your next breath in, step, walk, or float to the front of your mat. Exhale, standing forward fold. Tall mountain, breathe in. Standing forward fold, breathe out. Halfway lifts. And then you can take your hands to the mat, step, walk, or float back through Chaturanga, lowering halfway down. Elbows graze the ribs. Press up, upward facing dog. Press back, downward facing dog. Big breath in and exhale. Look toward the front of your mat, step, walk, or float forward. Standing forward fold, breathe out. Tall mountain, rise up. Standing forward fold, exhale. Halfway lift and Chaturanga, high to low plank. You can step, walk, float back, halfway down or all the way down. Press up to cobra or upward facing dog and press back to downward facing dog. Full breath here. Look forward, come forward. Standing forward fold. Tall mountain. Standing forward fold. Halfway lift and Chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward dog. On your next breath in, lift your right leg high. Three-legged dog. Step forward. Low lunge. Crescent lunge is your inhale breath. Warrior two is exhale breath. Reverse warrior inhale. Exhale. High plank. Breathe in. Chaturanga. Your variation. Press up to upward facing dog or cobra and press back to downward facing dog. Breathe in, lift your left leg high. Breathe out, low lunge. Crescent lunge is your inhale breath. Warrior two is your exhale. Reverse warrior, stretch back, low lunge. And then make your way back to downward facing dog. Chaturanga or your variation. Continue to move and breathe as we work with the breath and flow from posture to posture. So lift your right leg up, step forward, low lunge. Back to crescent lunge. Warrior two. Star. Prayer squat. Star. Standing straddle splits, hold for a full round of breath. Breathe in and out. Star, as you breathe in, bring your toes back out to an angle, and then exhale, warrior two to the back of your mat. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, step your right foot to meet your left, keep your hips low. Come to chair pose as you breathe in, lift your arms. Exhale, balanced chair. Inhale, tall mountain. Exhale, standing twist. So bring your left arm forward, your right arm back. Keep your hips squared to the back of your mat. Inhale, both arms up, tall mountain. Exhale, right arm forward, left arm back. Tall mountain, standing forward fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, Chaturanga. Breathe in, upward facing dog. Breathe out, downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg, so this is your same leg. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, lounging lizard, left foot to the floor, left heel to the floor. Reach back with your right arm, look back toward your left foot, and then you're gonna rotate all the way around to Skandasana on your right leg. Bring your hands to your heart if you'd like. Switch sides, Skandasana on your left, and then look to the front of your mat for low lunge. Step back, high plank pose. Exhale. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. One full round of breath. Lift your left leg up for three-legged dog. Step forward to low lunge. Crescent lunge. Warrior two. Star. Squat. Star. Straddle splits. Halfway lift, pause. Bring your arms to capital T, pause. Bring your arms straight out in front of you, palms face each other. Bring your arms back to capital T. And come back to standing straddle splits. Breathe in to star pose. Inhale. Exhale, low lunge. Step your left foot to meet your right. Come up to chair pose. Balanced chair. Tall mountain. Cactus your arms. Tall mountain. And standing forward fold. Halfway lift and Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Lift your left leg up. Step your left foot between your hands. Coming into lounging lizard, coming onto the outer right foot, right heel to the floor. Look back, reach back with your left hand, and then circle all the way around to Skandasana on your left leg. Option to take your hands to your heart. Move to Skandasana on your right leg. And then make your way to low lunge, facing the front of your mat. Step back to high plank. Lower down, Chaturanga. Press to upward facing dog. Press back to downward facing dog. Look toward your hands. Step or float your feet to the outside of your hands. Come into garland pose or malasana. Hands to your heart, elbows to your knees. Reach through the crown of your head. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Continue to hold malasana or come into crow pose, placing your hands on your mat, bringing your knees to the backs of your arms, lifting your feet up off the floor. And holding it for 3, 2, and 1. Return to malasana. Bring your hands back to your heart. Lift your hips to the height of the tops of your knees and lower down. And again, just doing 3 of these. Lower down, building hip mobility, strengthen the spine, strengthen the quads, and lower down. You can take Chaturanga, jump back from here if you'd like. Take your hands to the floor, jump back, come to upward facing dog, and return to downward facing dog. Returning to our standing poses, I'm going to add on a couple of balances here. Lift your right leg high. Step forward, low lunge. Crescent lunge, breathe in. Warrior two, breathe out. Standing 5-pointed star and prayer squat. Breathe in to star, breathe out to standing straddle splits. If you'd like to take an inversion here, great way to start your day. You can hold here, you're getting an inversion already, or you can bring your head onto your mat and lift your feet off the floor, coming all the way to a tripod headstand. It's just an option if inversions are in your practice. And return gently to standing straddle splits. Rise up to 5-pointed star. Warrior two to the back of your mat. Breathe into reverse warrior and breathe out to half moon pose. Balancing on your left foot, bringing your right leg parallel to your mat. Now, your breath out is going to be standing forward fold. So level out your hips. Bring your right foot to meet your left. Breathe into chair pose. Breathe out, airplane chair. Breathe into standing staff, lifting your right leg up off the floor. You can have your leg bent or you can straighten it out. And then standing pigeon, bringing your right ankle over your left knee, sitting down into your chair. Return to standing staff. And make your way to low lunge. So float your leg back and come through airplane pose if you'd like, and then step your right foot down. Lounging lizard, right hand stays on your mat, left hand reaches back, circle around, skandasana on your left leg. It's a side lunge. And bring it to your right leg. Rotate around, low lunge at the front of your mat. Step back, high plank, lower chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Building that energy and vitality as you wake up and invite the day in a positive way. On your next inhale, lift your right leg high. Step forward, low lunge. Crescent lunge, rise up. Warrior two. 5 pointed squat, pause. Get your right heel up off the floor. We're gonna balance here. Release it down to your mat. Lift your left heel up off the floor, lower it down. Lift to both for 3 and 2 and 1. Lower down. Inhale, star. 2 to the back of your mat. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, half moon pose. Lift your left leg up off your mat, balancing on your right. 2 shoulders are in one line, so your body is open to the side. Breath in here. Your release is going to be standing fold. So level out your hips, bring your left hand to the floor, bring your left foot to meet your right. Inhale, chair. Exhale, balance chair. Or just airplane chair. Inhale, balance in standing staff, bringing your left leg up, either 90 degrees or straight. Make your way to standing pigeon. Left ankle comes on top of your right knee. Sit down into your chair. Come all the way back up to standing staff. Gonna make your way to low lunge. You're welcome to go through airplane pose on your way. Traveling to low lunge, you're gonna place your hands on the floor, step your left foot back, and then lounging lizard. Right toes come out to an angle. Reach your right hand back. Look back. Skandasana on your right leg. Option for hands at your heart. Skandasana on your left leg. Low lunge to the front of your mat. Inhale, high plank. Exhale all the way down onto your stomach. Bring your feet to the outer edges of your mat. Bring your arms alongside your body, palms face down. As you breathe in, lift your arms and your legs up off of your mat. Reach toward your heels with your fingers. Keep holding it. You're building strength all along your spine. Squeeze those triceps. And then place your hands underneath your shoulders and press back to extended child's pose. Take a deep breath in and out. Walk your hands toward your knees. Bring your knees to touch. And then come up into kneeling. We're going to take a back bend here in camel pose. Bring your hands to your low back. Fingers face down. Draw your elbows back. Lift your chin up off your chest. Lift your chest toward the ceiling. Bring your head back. Maybe bring one hand or both to your heels. into kneeling. Lower your hips to your heels. Let's take the counter pose, rounding our spine in rabbit. Bring your hands toward your heels, round your shoulders, bring the top of your head gently to your mat. Get a nice tight grip on your heels and then lift your hips up, maybe until they're parallel with your knees. So getting a deep, deep stretch in your upper back, your traps, spreading those shoulder blades, and release. Cross over your ankles, come to a seat. Bring your feet out in front of you, flat to the floor, legs bent. Arms reach out for boat pose. Lift your feet up off the floor. Hold here for 5 and 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down onto your back. You can bring your knees with you. We're going to come into a reclined twist as we wrap up our practice. Breathe in here. Exhale, bring your knees to the right. You can take bring your knees to the left. Look to the right. Breathe in. Back to center. Hug your knees toward your chest. Separate your knees and feet for happy baby. You can hold on to your toes, your ankles, whatever is accessible to you. An option here to hold or to rock. Just massaging out your back. Building flexibility in the inner thighs. Get a nice compression in your hips as you draw your thighs closer to the floor. And come back into knees to chest pose, tight squeeze. Bring your forehead toward your knee in an act of gratitude. And release down onto your back. Bring your legs wide, coming into Shavasana. Legs wide, with your arms wide, palms face up. Breathe in deeply here and hold it at the top. Nice loud exhale through your mouth. Close your lips and return to the natural rhythm of your breath. I hope you have the time to remain in Shavasana. But if you're ready to start your day, head off to work, or whatever other plans you have, please join me in a seated position. Bring your hands to your heart. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Big exhale through your mouth. And today, as you go forward, may you have peace in your thoughts, peace in your words, peace in your heart. From my heart to each and every one of yours, namaste.